Hi, Carol. Thank you so much for sitting with me today. What we're going to try and do is help give some insight into other sellers that are facing the staging question. Do they do it? Do they not do it? And so I wanted to delve into a bit about how you and Doug felt with the whole faith that needs to go along with packing everything up and making that leap.
This was probably the most work we've ever done on a home when it was ready for the market. We've never staged before.
Mm-hmm.
And usually people who have been our age and our background have ended up buying the home.
Right.
So we always thought, isn't that really weird that they've done the same job or they've had the same experience? One little lady, I'm sure, bought our house because she loved my husband's accent, because it sounded so much like her father.
Right.
So we were really quite interested when you mentioned staging, because we had a lot of possessions that meant a lot to us. I had old Scottish silver because it was great-grandparents, and I had, quite frankly, a clutter of things because we couldn't bear to part with everything when we downsized.
Right.
So when you mentioned staging, we thought, oh, this is good. This takes our personality completely out of the picture.
Right.
And we were quite excited about it. We were even more excited when we met Ella and saw her brochure and thought, this is really neat. This is really the way we want to go.
Oh, good.
So the work was well worth it. I'd do it all over again.
If I was going to give a trophy to any of my clients for getting their act together and getting everything packed up, you and Doug would get it. Within 48 hours when I walked in here and saw all the boxes stacked, I was in awe because it's a daunting job to pack up a place.
Yes.
And I know you've done it before, but I have never seen sellers get in there so quickly and get it done. So I thank you for that, because that makes my job easier.
You're more than welcome.
And I have to say, oftentimes staging, we do it in order to prepare the house so that in the eyes of the buyer, it's what they're envisioning their life to be. And this is a really unique property in itself. And I know you and Doug were the first owners here. And it is, it's a church loft that's been converted. And so when I saw it with your furniture in it, it looked like such a lovely place to live. And it's very hard for me to say to the sellers or my clients that we have to change it. And it's not because your possessions are not wonderful and special and beautiful. It's just that in this market, to get you top dollar, staging comes in different forms. Sometimes it's a little tweaking and adding a few accessories, and in this case, it's emptying everything out and letting the stager bring in everything that's different. And I can imagine how challenging that must be, to sort of think, wow, there's nothing in here that I can leave.
Right. Well, I think the person who was most upset, and she hasn't seen the finished result, was my neighbour.
Oh.
Because when I said to Mary Angela, we're going to have it completely staged, she said, but I loved your house. It was always so cozy. And I thought, yeah, but cozy doesn't sell.
Exactly.
Especially in this type of building, when the exterior is so old, so you want to walk into something vibrant.
Yes.
So I guess once we'd go over that, we thought, well, this is our home. We've been here 7 years. We've loved it. Time to move on.
Yeah.
So you've got to think about it being someone else's home.
Yes.
And what people are looking for. And that's what you did for us.
Yeah, and it's getting a professional stager who does this, for a living. And I always, as I mentioned to you, I wait until right before it goes on the market to do our final pricing, and I look at the staging and I elicit some feedback, and we are going to put the price a little higher than we had originally discussed, and I think it's warranted because it looks absolutely stunning.
Well, we're thrilled with that.
Yeah. Good. Well, I'm glad you're happy with it. Thank you for your time today, and I hope that helps, sellers look at staging a little differently, because they say that 90% of buyers can't or won't buy what they can't envision. So when you present it in the best light, you have the best chance to get the best price.
Naturally. And we really do regret leaving this.
I know,
that looks fabulous.
That's the other thing that happens is sellers come back in and go, oh, well, maybe I don't want to sell now because it looks so good. But I have actually had clients, when they move into their new place, call the stager back to help them decorate in their new place.
Yeah, because you did such a wonderful job at the old place.
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
sense.
So, well, it's going on the market next week, so
Fingers crossed.
fingers
We're very
crossed.
lucky.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think it'll do great.
I hope so.
Thank you for all your work.
You're more than welcome.